Hello everybody, welcome back to the Gravediggers. As you can tell, my voice is not particularly great. I had planned on recording this episode about 2-3 days ago, but because my voice has been pretty rough, I've had to hang fire. So the real challenge is actually going to be, let's see how long it will last today. We've got Champions League today. We're a little bit later on than you maybe planned, than you thought we would be, and we'll see why that is and what's been happening. But yeah, things have really sort of picked up a little bit for us in the league, which has been quite nice. A few other teams have kind of dropped points a little bit, and we just sort of made sure we kept marching on. Still not as comfortable as it was last season, where we'd won it before we even got to the playoffs, but still looking pretty good. We've also got one new signing as well, which we need to touch on. So yeah, let's just get cracking. Yes, everybody, so you actually find us in the second leg of our Champions League round of 16 game. We're playing against Leipzig again, who we played in the league phase earlier on this season, and we lost 3-1 in that one. We've already played the first leg at home, and we drew it 1-1. We actually took the lead this time before Cole Palmer again came through and got the equaliser. Basically, they actually started with this sort of formation, but then they literally changed it so that Palmer was actually the number 9, and it kind of messed with how I'd sort of set up my defence a little bit. It kind of caught us out at first. But yeah, I mean, this isn't the first time in this competition where we've taken a draw into an away second leg. Because yeah, if you predicted that we would draw Levante in the knockout playoff round, you would have been correct. And yeah, we drew 2-2 at home in the first game. We took the lead, and then we let them back into it before we managed to turn things around and get a nice draw. Not ideal considering we were 1-0 ahead, and as you can see, kind of really in control of the game in a lot of ways. But things happened. They were very sloppy goals to concede, but yeah, it happens. And then I was actually planning on bringing it back for this game, which was the second leg. Away from home. This is when I said I was going to come back. But basically, I filmed the last episode, and I was just sat downstairs watching the TV with my wife. She just had something on, and I was just playing this. I'd just done the editing and blah blah blah. And this was only like 3 or 4 games after that one, and it was like 10:30, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to play it. I'm just going to play it and see what happens. I was sort of reasonably confident that we could get the job done, and we did. We made it hard for ourselves. We were 1-0 down before Petras got a hat-trick, and they pulled one back, but we never really looked like conceding another equaliser, and yeah, we ended up going through. I mean, as you can see, aside from the Arsenal game, our form has been pretty good. We've won in the league pretty much every game. We've been pretty solid in that regard. We've not really played anyone too challenging sort of this side of Christmas. We've got Vojvodina to play, and that's about it, really. Don't get me wrong, I say that. We have made it hard work for ourselves. Like, we were losing to TSC, and we made it 2-1. We were losing to... We were losing to Luznica. I mean, this was a game we should always be winning anyway, but we were losing this one. Were we losing to Sadulica? Yeah, we were losing to Sadulica. We seem to have a habit at the moment of sort of coming from behind. There's been another game. So this one, Red Star, that was the game we played. You saw us play that. We were losing 1-0. There's been a couple of other games. I think was this one, Vojvodina. No, we were winning that one. We did have a man sent off. Oh yeah, and then this one as well. Recently, we were 2-0 up. We weren't 2-0 up. We went 1-0, 1-2, 2-1, 2-2. All within 10 minutes, and then we had Alexic sent off, and then we just went and scored 3 goals with 10 men anyway. Yeah, we seem to have done quite well with adversity, coming from behind, winning games. This is another one, we were losing 1-0, came back to win 3-1. I feel like there's been other instances of that as well, not that one. I think this was one. Oh no, this was one. Yeah, we won 1-0 down, 1-4-1. Yeah, so we've come from behind quite a lot and won games with 10 men quite a lot as well. The other story, by the way, as well, is the Conference League. So we've got Stancom and Red Star all going through to the quarterfinals. Vojvodina lost 6-2 on aggregate to Atletico Madrid, but you'll notice they lost 5-0 in the second leg, which means that, yeah, they won 2-1 at home against Atletico de Madrid, which was incredible, really. But Red Star beating Aberdeen, which is great for us for the coefficient points, because Scotland are a team where, on course to leapfrog. And Stancom beating OB from Denmark as well, also massive. That means that we are on course to, at minimum, have a 14.2 point season, which is fantastic. That would put us 6th, I believe, for this season as well. So we are on course to start next season, I think, still only just up into 10th, but it is still a good chunk of ground we're making on the teams who will eventually be below us, like Scotland, Belgium, Greece, but also actually brings us just that little bit closer to Denmark and even to Turkey, really, than we would kind of envisage of happening, even like at the start of the season when we had all those teams in those competitions. In terms of transfers in the end, we did only actually end up bringing in Angeloni from Sassuolo. Al Sayed went to, I can't remember, it doesn't matter, he didn't come to us, but he went somewhere else. And we brought in Angeloni. There were no other bids in for Falcone in the end, but with Ungoy potentially going back to PSG, and this guy was available, it made sense just to bring him in. Someone who we can potentially either use to replace Falcone if needed in the future. Not that you can see his attributes, all that well behind me, but Angeloni technically is a slightly better player. He's got potentially a little bit more balanced on the mental side of things as well. So he's probably like a better long-term solution there than Falcone is. Falcone does potentially have a little bit more room to grow, although he is 22, whereas Angeloni is, 24, so he might not really get much better than what we're seeing now anyway. In fact, he is actually now rated as a 3.5-star player. Ungoy, on the other hand, is good. He's younger, but his value is just far too high on what we can afford to bring him in for, really. I just don't think we can justify spending that much money on him. Our scouts also found this guy, Igor Chetin. He is coming in from Fortaleza out in Brazil. Another right back option, but as you can see, he's very versatile. He can play up the wing, out on the left. He's someone who we brought in because I think we can probably get him better than what he is. We had to beat off a few other teams to actually bring him in, bigger teams from around the continent. So I reckon a decent loan move, decent bit of development, we can then probably sell him for more than his 15.25 mil release clause. We are also just waiting on the bid to go through. I think we've offered this guy a contract. This is Marcio coming from Atletico Paranense. Very versatile again, can play across the spine of that midfield. Some really good tempos for ball winning midfielder. Marking could be a little bit better, but he's also got the potential actually to be quite a good attacking player as well. Just because he's got decent passing, decent vision, decent off the ball movement, good stamina, things like that. So he's only 19, so he's definitely someone who can develop into a better player as well. 15 mil was his release clause, I think. So even though it's saying his values there, I'm pretty sure that was another release clause one. And then we've got the experienced head of Alexis McAllister coming in on a free signing at the end of the season. His contract runs out at Brighton, and he's coming in on a 12-year, I can imagine, Chelsea. A 12-month deal for us. He still looks a phenomenal player. So I think he can just come in and do a job as a number 10, midfield, out on the wings if needed. He can literally just come in and just, learn a bit of experience. He's got a nice professional mentality. Hopefully just sort of come in clutch in games if we need, just that little bit of extra quality. And if he just does a job for 12 months, that's fine. So it's a massive game today. If we can get a result here, we're talking Champions League quarterfinals, guys. So the furthest we'll have been. Now, the team I am going for, you might think, that seems, why are you playing them? Mendonca has actually been quite good in this role, and I think he could potentially just to give us maybe a little bit more than Alexic maybe at this stage. And Alexic can come in and do a great job, we know that. Falcone at right back. We're playing Ungoy as an inverted wing back on support just to try and flood that midfield just a little bit more on this side, just to try and give us a little bit of an edge in there if we can. Just because they have a lot of athletic bodies in midfield. So normally these would be wing backs on attack, but because we're away from home, we just want to be a bit safe to start with. We're going to just drop them back and just gauge it, see how it goes. Jovic on the right, I'm hoping that his big game attributes will come in clutch for us, but we've got Kushart on the bench if he's not doing anything. Same way that we've got Petras up top, we've got Michanovic, Ottoman if needed on the bench as well. And then we've also got Essa on the left, which is just a no-brainer. But we have then got Chihan, who can come in for Costas. We've got Tugard if we need to bring on another fullback option. We've got Civetanovic. We've got Ruben Laura. We've got plenty of options if we need them. We've adjusted the style of play slightly. Rather than distributing to fullbacks, we're going to flanks and we're going a bit more counter. We've taken off the counter press. So just to try and get the ball sort of a bit higher up the pitch and transition a little bit more, puts a little bit less pressure on our back line when we do play it out and stops them hopefully pressing us as sort of much. Going for more mid block, trapping them outside, playing quite narrow, trying to basically stop those through balls through to Palmer and Olmo really. And yeah, we just got to hope it's enough. So can we get it done? Now, for some reason, they've decided they're going to play Šeško today. We've never played against him in all the games he played against Leipzig so far. I don't know why they choose now to bring him out of hibernation or whatever. I mean, how is he looking? He's 29 and he still looks an absolute beast. Okay, this is going to be fun. Yeah, so they're actually playing a slightly more attacking formation than they played last time. Because they've got a 4-2-3-1, whereas last time it was a 4-3-3. So, yeah, let's go, guys. Let's see how we get on. If we can get an early goal, brilliant, but I'm fully expecting them to score at some point as well. I will accept just being 0-0 at half time, he says, as they go and score with their first highlight, their first attack of the game as a goal, and it's a very easy set piece, which should not be happening when we've got Bishiabu in defence. He was nowhere. Where even was Bishiabu? Is that him there? Not even. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't expect him to be marking Grava. He'd probably be marking Šeško. Because, yeah, that's just, you know, what you'd expect from that instance. Mendonca to Essa. What can we do? Petras really should have scored that. How did he not score that? That should have been the equaliser. But can we do something with the set piece? No, we can't. And is this going to be another set piece goal for them? Yes, it is. Fantastic. Well done. So I've just made some adjustments to the set piece instructions just to try and make sure that doesn't happen again. It's kind of like shutting the stable door after the horse is bolted now, to be fair. But obviously we can't be conceding anymore because otherwise, you know, we're shafted at, 2-0 with 25 minutes gone. We've also changed the fullback options now as well. And you know what? I might actually just push the line up a bit because we've got to try and get something out of this as quickly as possible, really. Just... like, should not be happening. Like, is this him here? He's getting the jump here. There's 3 people on 2 defenders. That's terrible. I can't believe Petras missed that chance as well, man. Should have been a goal, that, and that would have been 1-1. How did he not score that? I would have remembered as well, actually, we did play once against Šeško. It was when Guardiola was in charge, I think, though, and he scored, like, right at the death. I mean, just... that's terrible. That's abysmal. Such poor defensive play. They are absolutely smashing us here. Giving us the absolute runaround. Yes, Essa, well done. Can you do anything with it? Castorani bringing it forwards. Still going. Lays it off to Falcone. Come on, if we can get a goal before half time. We're not going to do it like that, though. That was awful. Thankfully, Ungoy wins it. Castorani? Oh, that was going in as well, if it wasn't for that defensive clearance. Disgusting. So I absolutely laid into them at half-time. And I think we're going to need to change something as well here, if we're to get anything out of the game. I think maybe we go to the good old faithful and see. Let's try this and see. Jovic having the poor game that unfortunately, it doesn't really surprise us that that's happened. He does unfortunately have a habit of vanishing in these bigger matches, which is strange because he has big games. I think it's not necessarily a case of he's not up for them. I think he's just not good enough to play in them anymore. Unfortunately, I just don't think he's good enough to be able to deliver in them. It's a shame, really. Nice. Esther's got the run in. And for some reason it went really laggy then, but yeah, it could have been a goal. Should have done a bit more with that, I think, personally. Where's that going? Come on. Right, Petras is having a stinker, so he's going to come on. He's just playing absolutely terribly. And we might as well bring Kushart on as well. Who do I want to bring on? I think I want to bring on Michanovic. I am conscious of the fact that Esther's on a yellow, but I don't really want to take him off. I don't really want to take Castorani off just because I know what he can do. Oh, I don't really want to take Costas off because he's playing well. I think we leave it at that for now. Defenders aren't doing well. And Suarez. Maybe we do take Ungoy off, just for someone who's more naturally a left-footed attacker. I think, yeah, Castorani's not really doing anything, so I think we take him off. And Alexis can come on. We've got 20 minutes to try and save our Champions League campaign, everyone. It's going to be so annoying, man. Like, this was a chance to really... I felt like we could have done something here. And instead, we just rolled over. Abysmal football. I'll tell you what, Simon has had some stinkers this season. He's had quite a few poor ratings, to be fair. And looks like it's going to be another one for him. He did not cover himself in glory there. Oh, there, that was quite a poor save. Really just palmed it straight back into danger. All their goals have been headers, and we have like some. I mean, we have Bishabu who's like 6'6", and Suarez isn't exactly small. Oh, that's fantastic! That is incredible, and that's again awful goalkeeping. Wow, why is Kushart doing that? And again, they've won that header. How are they winning all these headers? Look at this, like, we just not even put up a fight here. I mean, these are typically, like, usually the second best team in Germany at this point in this simulation. They are routinely, like, up there. So don't get me wrong, they're a good team, but... Oh, Alexis gets a consolation. Classic Alexis free kick. That's the thing, they're relying on a low XG chance, a dead ball, to get a goal. We've not created anything really of substance. Apart from that one chance in the first half from Petras. He scores that and it's a completely different game. We are in control of the match. Are you having a laugh? So yeah, that was incredibly disappointing. And our attention obviously now just has to focus on getting the league done. And I'd like to think we've got a good chance. We're 11 points clear with, 10 games to go. I'd like to think we can do it. And... in terms of the cup, we have got a relatively easy route through to the semis assuming we win. Playing against a team who are in like the 3rd division, so we should be smashing that. And then, yeah, it's either going to be Vojvodina or Red Star going through, which is quite nice to see that one of them are going to go out, because they would really be our only real rivals, let's be honest. So, yeah, a lot to make sure we can get done. Obviously, don't get me wrong, another good performance in the Champions League. I suppose that's now 2 seasons in a row where we've got to the round of 16. But I think, realistically, now we need to focus on, unfortunately, Jovic. Yeah, I'm going to keep him around, obviously. But I think we have to be prepared for the fact that he's now really only good enough to sort of be certainly not a star player anymore. It's going to be a case of the likes of Kushar really sort of trying to push them and turn them hopefully into our main winger and really get them developing into someone who can be a better option for us in these bigger sort of Champions League games against better quality opposition. Jovanovic is a good player. I just don't think he's ever going to reach that level. I mean, he's 20. He's got a 3.5-star potential ability, potentially more. I personally can't see it yet. I can't see him being someone, for example, who you would start in a game like we just played and expect him to deliver the goods for us. Interesting. A lot to ponder, a lot to think about. I mean, as you can see, look at Ruben Laura, to be fair, 5 goals and 7 assists in 11 appearances, 6 of them from the bench. That's really good. Yeah. Oh, man. Also, this isn't right. Why is it saying these such small numbers of appearances? All these stats are wrong. Youth team selection info, that's not right. What's this? What's this SAS Squad 2 view? What's that? Okay, that's cool. That's good. I've been kind of looking for a view like that. But as we can see, like Sunar, 27 contributions. Jovic still with 26. Petros with 23. Michanovic was 17. Michanovic is having a brilliant sort of first full season for the club. Yeah, really, really good. Although I'm pretty sure his finishing has actually gone down. If we look at his progress, pretty sure. See this, please. Why won't you show me this? It's not showing me this. Oh, there we go. That would help. So yeah, I'm pretty sure his finishing has dropped, hasn't it? No? Because it started at 16. And it's come back down to 15. And it's gone back up to 16. It's dropped back down to 15. So it's very up in the air. His pace is coming up. Passing's dropping a little bit. But yeah, I think he's obviously going to turn into a really good striker for us. He's still only, 16 years old. It's ridiculous. I can't even give him a pro contract yet. He's still on £55 per week. But once he hits 17, we'll be giving him that pro contract and tying him down for a long time if we can. Yeah, so I think, let's see, we've only got 3 games left in the league, so I think we probably bring it back in the playoff phase when we're getting towards the business end, when we're looking to win the league, and we'll see where we're at with the cup. It might be that we just do what we did last year and just play the cup off camera again, depending on if it's looking like a done deal. I hope that's okay with everyone. Very disappointing episode, but I feel like we've got some scope to really improve. It was generally quite a disappointing Champions League campaign, to be honest with you. Like we literally got through by the skin of our teeth. When you think last year we went through in the top 8. So maybe the 4-3-3 isn't that much better than the 4-2-3-1, because we 4-2-3-1 worked really well for us last season. We went for the 4-2-3 this season to see if it gave us a bit more stability in the bigger games. After we got absolutely smashed by Newcastle last time, but it doesn't look like it is going to have that real desired effect potentially on the face of it. When you look at that 3-1 to Leipzig, the 2-0 to Arsenal, the 1-0 to Feyenoord, the 3-1 to Leipzig. These games, the 1-0 against Stuttgart, games where we should really been doing better. It's just not paid off for us. So maybe the 4-2-3-1 is the way to go. But yeah, we'll see. Take care, everyone. Thank you very, very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the episode, even though it was a very, very disappointing result. It's good to touch base every so often, isn't it, really, and see how we're getting on. But yeah, I'll see you very soon. and I'm amazed that my voice has not done anything too embarrassing for this episode. Take care. Bye for now. I'll see you soon.